Guess who's back, 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 back again, again, again. Derek's back, back, back with the win. Guess who's back? Guess who's back? Yeah, what up? What up? What's up, everybody? Man, feels good to be back home after a quick turnaround. Left Sunday morning, back Monday or Tuesday evening. We are back, man, and I did it again, y'all. Brought back a win. So far, I have only 2 losses in the past 2 years. The Buffalo Bills game a couple weeks ago and the NFC title game for last year. But the Detroit Lions were able to get somewhat of a revenge game, man. Didn't really mean as much for both teams. The 49ers are out of the playoffs, and the Detroit Lions this was not on the way to the Super Bowl. But nonetheless, it did feel good to get the sweet revenge. Now, the only thing better to me would have been 2 things that would have been better is if this was for the NFC title game, like a rematch of it, and this time they blow a lead, or if we were putting them out of the playoffs, that would have been great, but it was sweet nonetheless. Gotta say something real quick, man. Shout out to the Niners fans. It was a whole different atmosphere. Maybe they were humbled a little bit, but I would say 90% of them were super cool. A little smack talk, just the normal stuff, but none of that stuff from last year. It was a completely different thing, man. But had a great time, absolutely great time. Before we go over this, man, I got to shout out everybody I saw in California. I mean, from the moment I walked in the airport to the moment I came back home, literally coming off the plane, it was people on the plane who recognized me. I got mad love in California. I got people, the dudes I was with was joking, talking about that they're going to have to start being my bodyguard. It was crazy, but I want to say thank you, man, to everybody. I hope everybody if you see me, man, please speak, because I love to meet y'all. From the people I met, a couple on the bus coming home, and they know Grant Cohn. It was crazy, man. So the person at the airport asked me, did I work for the Lions? Because I had a Lions bag, I had the hoodie, everything. I said, kind of. I said I work for Lions fans, and they thought that was super cool. So I just want to say thank you, man. If you see me wherever you are, man, please speak, because y'all are the reason I do this. Like, real talk, man. Without y'all, I couldn't. And I love to meet y'all and never be afraid to. And I remembered now to take pictures, because so that way, you guys can send it to me and stuff like that. So anyway, it's super cool, super weird though to, for people to meet me and stuff like that. But I got the biggest compliments, man, from everybody that I saw. Like, it was crazy. So anyway, the Detroit Lions are 14-2. They are 1 game away from clinching the NFC North and the first seed throughout the playoffs. And it is going to be a showdown Sunday Night Football. It was flexed immediately after the Sunday Night Football game. Detroit Lions, for the second time in 3 years, in 3 seasons, will be game 272. I told you guys back when the Seattle Seahawks when we put the Green Bay Packers out, I told y'all the narrative was shifting, and now it's in the Detroit Lions' favor. And we got a game that we are going to play this Sunday, and it is going to be magnificent. I'm going to do everything in my power to be there, because I want to make sure that I'm the loudest I could be to help our team, man. You win by 1 point or 2, man, it doesn't matter. We got to make it tough on Minnesota. They had their last home game. Now we have ours. But yesterday was bitter. It was sweet, and it was just a great time. I had a great time overall. But Dan Campbell, I did miss my equipment. I did miss making videos. Just, I don't know. You kind of get spoiled a little bit when you have to do these road things. No microphone. Like, it was just tough. But anyway, we back at the crib, and we back at the studio. So on the last day of the year, man, 2024, what a year it's been. But anyway, we'll talk about that another time. Dan Campbell, the press conference. I want to show y'all this, man. I'm sure you've seen it by now. Super emotional. Tried to play it off like he really didn't, like it didn't really mean anything. All week he wasn't really making a big deal of it. He said he was playing the starters, and he did all of those things. And you could tell in the post game that this game meant something. Let's take a look at Dan Campbell and his post game presser, the locker room. Just look at the emotion in this guy's voice and face.
I got an unbelievable amount of respect for you guys. I know what this was, and there's all these arguments about what did this game really mean, because of next week, I respect the out of you guys. I respect the out of how we roll the ball out and you guys just go out and compete. I can't even put it into words, man. I cannot put it into words. I love the hell out of you guys. Listen, we did some things. We got 14 wins. We already talked about once we got to where we were at 13, that we franchise record, 14's a franchise record, 8-0 on the road, franchise record. All right, 8-0 on the road, which tells you at its worst we can go anywhere and win, gentlemen. That's the bottom line. Listen, you can't ask for anything better to be able to have the division and the 1 seat on the line back at home, guys. This is what it's all about. This is why you're in this profession, man. This is as good as it gets. We're so thankful for this opportunity. This can be unbelievable. Appreciate you guys, man. It's a hell of a job. It's a hell of a ride, and we got one more. Break it down.
Hey, I can feel it right now, boys. We know what's at stake next week. Big boy game. Let's go. Win on 3. 1, 2, 3. Win.
Hey, didn't I tell you guys that Dan Campbell, if he could have it any way, he didn't want Green Bay to win in Minnesota. This is what he lives for. You see the smile on his face when he was talking about what we have to play for. It was a big, big smile. Great, big old smile on his face. This is what he lives for. This is what he lives for, man. Look at this smile. Look at this smile. This is what he wants. No other way but to have it all on the line. You're talking about the 1st seed or the 5th seed. This is what he wants for his guys to come up. He said, this is why you play this profession. This is why you're in this profession. What a great, great game. A great kind of revenge tour, man, that we went on. 8-0 on the road. We checked off all the boxes. Dallas, Green Bay, Chicago. We checked it all. And now we got to finish the job. And this is only one more stop that we have to make because the job isn't over. The Lions have one more regular season game, a divisional game. We got a conference game, and then we got the Super Bowl. So we got a long way to go, but we're not done yet. So many good things to take away from yesterday. I was tweeting about this yesterday, and I have come to the conclusion, and we're going to talk about this a little later, that our defense is what it's going to be. We are going to have to get one stop. Our offense is going to have to carry this team. Maybe Brad can make some moves in the offseason. Maybe we're going to need something. But right now, we have to work with what we can get. All right, what we have. That's it, and what we can get. We're going to talk about a guy that was waived earlier today. We're going to talk about him. Maybe he lands with the Detroit Lions. Maybe he doesn't. But I have come to the conclusion, this is it. This is as good as it's going to be. We're going to need the offense to carry the team. But I don't want to take away from the marvelous game that Kirby Joseph had. Now, with 9 interceptions on the season, he is back to being the league leader, and he should be, in my opinion, Defensive Player of the Year. This guy is an absolute dog coming up on a contract year, and he's going to get extended. So order of business this offseason, pick up Jamison Williams' 5th-year option, extend Aiden Hutchinson, and we have to extend Kirby Joseph. After that, the rest will follow, right? Kirby Joseph, absolute dog. Let's go over real quick. Speaking of Jamison Williams and the rest of the team, let's go over. We didn't get to do this, so let's go over what the Detroit Lions were able to do yesterday. They were able to get 23 first downs. They got 16 passing. They got 7 rushing first downs. They got no first downs for penalties. 3rd down efficiency, they went 9 for 14. I'm just going to focus on the Detroit Lions. 4th down, they went 66%, 2 out of 3. Total plays, 69. Total yards, 439. Total drives, 10. Yards per play, 6.4. Passing, 287. Jared Goff threw the ball 34 times and completed 26 yards per play, 8 interceptions thrown. Another clean game from Jared Goff and 2 for Brock Purdy. Both went to Kirby Joseph. Jared Goff was sacked twice, and Brock Purdy was sacked twice again. I have no idea what the clown suit is looking like. I got to take a look at that. Rushing yards, we doubled them, man. We doubled them, 152. Rushing attempts, 33. Yards per rush, 4.6. Red zone, wind up going 75%. Our red zone defense is the best of our defense. Like, it's the strong point of our defense, and we could not stop the 49ers in the red zone yesterday. They went a perfect 5 for 5. Penalty 6 for 57 yards. No fumbles, no interceptions, time of possession. We had the ball for almost 10 more minutes. But I want to take a look as well at the box score and show you, first of all, Jared Goff, another clean game. He's going to fall short of 5,000 yards, but he's going to be at least at 4,500. Jahmyr Gibbs had 18 carries for 117 yards. The long was the 30-yard touchdown that pretty much sealed the game. Craig Reynolds was doing his thing just enough. Went 7 carries, 31 yards. Jamar Jefferson was out there as well. Jamison Williams had the little end around that scored last year in the NFC title game, but the Niners were all over that one. And then Jared Goff with a 3-yard loss. But I wanted to show you guys something. Jamison Williams, we're going to talk about him on Lions Syndicate Film Room. We're going to do at least one video on him coming up. 77 yards. 77 yards. He needs 110 to get to 1,000. Got 77 out of the 110. So that means that he needs 33 yards to get 1,000 yards in the season. He had more passing yards or receiving yards than Sam Laporta, St. Brown, Jahmyr Gibbs, Craig Reynolds, and Allen Robinson with a huge catch. I could not believe that was him. I'm wondering if that was his first catch of the season. But the Detroit Lions, this is who this team is. This is who they're going to be. And I remember at halftime, I just said, can we stop anybody? We literally could not stop a runny nose. It was tit for tat, tit for tat, tit for tat. Our offense cannot fall. I don't think we made them punt to like the third quarter. It was insane. But our offense is this is how we're going to win the Super Bowl. It was two things that I was wondering during the offseason. Will grit be enough to carry us to a Super Bowl win? Right now, we'll see. I mean, it's carried us this far. Can it take us all the way? And two, would our offense have to carry this team? And those things are true. The Lions are going to be in a position where they're going to need one stop. They got it yesterday. One stop turned into two. We eventually made them punt. But that interception, that first interception by Kirby Joseph, where he came up seemingly out of nowhere and just came and swiped that thing, that was the turning point in this game where we were able to turn those into points, right? And shout out to Jake Bates, because Jake Bates is a monster. I believe I almost got off without even acknowledging this because I almost forgot. Jake Bates he wound up missing. He did miss 2 extra points though. So that makes like 3 or 4 on the season, but he went 2 for 2 in field goals. He went 8 points. So I believe he tied Jason Hanson's record for most points in the season, which means that with our last game, no doubt he's going to kick an extra point or a field goal. He'll break that record next week. His long was 57. And yes, I did see the meme of him doing his stretching pregame. So Jake Bates is going to live in infamy with that meme. But I got no comment on it, by the way. But anyway, man, wanted to say thank you guys for supporting the channel wherever you are. Lions fans are deep. Shout out to the gentleman I saw from, I think he said Idaho. I can't remember. It was either Utah or Idaho. Shout out to him. Shout out to everybody that I saw, man. And again, if you see me, man, no matter what I'm doing, come say hi, tap me on the shoulder. I love to meet you guys because this is really powered by the fans. So, man, awesome time. Hopefully I don't have COVID this time, and it felt way better coming back this time than it did just 11 months ago. And hopefully 1 month from now, we're prepping for the Super Bowl. Like, it's crazy to think about, but we'll see. We shall see. Also, got a bit of some news, man. I don't know how real this is, but I got to shout out the big homie. You know who you are. The big homie, all right? Big homie told me that he's got 4 tickets to the Super Bowl, and that if the Lions were to make the Super Bowl, that I would get 1 ticket. I don't know how to take that right now. I'm just taking it like, I got this face. I will say this: he has lived up to everything so far, and we shall see. But yeah, the big homie claims that I'm going to be at the Super Bowl if the Lions make it. Got 4 tickets in preparation of them going, and if they go, 1 ticket is mine. We'll see. But it don't get no better than that. So shout out to the big homie. Not gonna call you out, bruh. But I just think it's really cool. And if that happens, like, I listen. I already think I got the best fans. Like, when I say fans, like fans of what we do. You know what I heard today or over the weekend? Keep doing what you're doing. It really put in perspective of how people, like, away from Michigan, they don't get a lot of Lions coverage, and most of it is coming from YouTube. And when they get it, I had a gentleman today. He told me, he said, I like what you do. He said, you get to the point. I said, yeah, mostly. And he said that what I like the most is that you go to the games. And that meant a lot as well. So I appreciate everybody. Shout out to the big homie. You know what I'm saying? Man, that'd be crazy. That'd be crazy. I told my wife I'd drive if I have to, man, because we looked at them plane tickets and they ain't no yo, as Jerome would say, right? So you guys are awesome, man. Thank you guys so much. This trip put a lot into perspective. All I kept hearing was keep doing what you're doing. And it resonated with me. Not like, it was just like people really do appreciate it, right? So it's a big deal. Anyway, this channel is made possible by viewers, subscribers, and members just like you. You could be anywhere else on YouTube, but you choose to rock with me. We've already laid the foundation. We're going to continue to build it. You guys are awesome. Take care of yourself and each other. And as always, go Lions. It's good to be home.